Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T. We're with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's betting card. And on today's show, we'll have picks for you from the NBA, 15 games from Major League Baseball, NHL playoffs as well. And at the end of the show, we'll have our Parlay peripheral segment where cappers can give out a parlay. They can give out a team player prop. They can game of the future or just say, hey, we're going to play this one straight. They make the call there. And, of course, guys, make sure you subscribe to our channel. A lot of great content. Approaching 50,000 subscribers here. So, if we have 50,000 people hitting that subscribe, we know we're delivering great content here. So hit that subscribe button. Of course, first thing you can do is give us that like, that thumbs up. Really helps us build up our audience, whether you watch us live or you watch us on replay. We greatly appreciate that. So we'll meet the cappers and get right to the picks. And we don't mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's say hello to Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Not too much, Tony. Definitely we've seen the Jets even the series whooped up on Dallas and that one. Cavs decided they weren't going to roll over and die either. They got themselves a nice little win there in that one. Nuggets took a 2-1 lead. So definitely not a bad Friday. Can't complain. I can complain that the Blue Jays decide they got to show up when I'm betting the other side. Of course, that's how it goes, right? That's just my luck there. So I dropped that one. It was a 2-4 day for me, but thanks for the Jets. We got a plus 200 back.
Nice.
So that's always good when you get a nice 200 winner. It makes up for one of those losses. So it was a little losing day for me. Looking to bounce back here on the Saturday. But the NHL continues to roll. Been hot in the NHL and continue to win in baseball after my slow start. So let's get to it.
All right, good. Let's say hello to Sean. Sean, what's happening?
Not much. 6 and 7 day in MLB yesterday, so a little bit of a losing day. And here we go. One runners. I had to, we talked about the Tiger game early, right? And I was like, I'm doing a run. I don't know if I said I had to run line, but I was taking a run line there with Detroit being hot. Of course, it's 2-1. Of course, it's 2-1. I'd rather just lose a game than go 2-1 for I think that's like number 4 in a row of like a run line loser for me there. It is what am I doing here? Again, it's now we're approaching mid-May, and again, it's still 6 and 7, 3 and 0, 1 and 2, 4 and 4. It'll get going. I hate to say like, oh, you're due for a run, but this is the nature of the beast with baseball for me. I'm gonna just take a game. We're talking about the Cavs game yesterday, right? And I was like, I got to take the Pacers, whether it loses or not. It's more of I don't think the Pacers win, or excuse me, I don't think the Cavs win 4 of the next 5 games to win the series, right? So I'll take the dog. And baseball's the same. I'm gonna take a team. I didn't want to take the Angels yesterday. But I had to because Euros have been terrible. But it was Kyle Hendricks. I don't want to take Kyle Hendricks at any spot. But, should I have left it off the card? Maybe. But that's the one that wins. And then I'm kicking myself like, why didn't I do what I've been doing for the last 7 weeks? You got to add crap to the soup sometimes because that's how it's going to get there. Long term. It might lose today. It might have lost the last 4, but it's going to go 6 and 1 down the stretch there, and you're going to make money on it. So a little frustrating, but that's gambling, baby. That's what we do, and you just got to grind them out. That's what separates the pros from the everyday people. You ride out the losses, and you just get it going. That's all I can hope for. New day. We got I like a lot of totals today. And I went 2 and we had one guy sit out yesterday, so I think 2 and 3 yesterday. With our Ruby props, we lost $10. Of course, the Yankees. If you told me a Yankee guy's getting 7 Rubies, it's the one guy that even counted on. I'm
got them all.
Really. I mean, Judge couldn't knock in a run for me yesterday. There, not one. Forget about the 2. Not even a 1. It's Dominguez popping out a 7 spot. You see, that game goes over. I had the over yesterday. So I had the A's in the over. I see them win over. I get the little notification. I'm like, oh, look at this. Maybe I caught some Ribbies. That's who one guy is driving all the runs. It's not even like spread out where I could catch another Ribby somewhere else with somebody else. I mean, I had the Goldie. Goldie was there. Belly sat out, but I mean, 7 from. That's baseball, Susan. Hey, Al. Good morning.
Morning. Sorry about that, guys.
That's how I was talking. I knew you were coming. I didn't know you were coming. I was just ranting. I was just venting my frustration with MLB. How you doing, fella?
Doing all right. A lot of RBIs coming through late. Sorry, I didn't hear your whole rant, but
that's good.
There's definitely a lot of runs scored at the end there.
I know. I liked Arizona yesterday too, and of course, I didn't play that over. No, I didn't. I didn't have that one.
Oh, I didn't have that one. Oh my God, that was.
And I can't stand Sasaki. I think he's not a good pitcher. I don't think he's a good pitcher at all. And we talked about the bullpens.
Yeah.
How do you lose that game in Arizona? You are up 11. First of all, you come back from being down 8-3 or whatever the hell you are. You go up 11-8 and you give up what 10 runs, 7 runs or whatever in the ninth inning, top of the ninth inning.
Right?
Oh, yeah. You know, I mean, listen, if Arizona wants to sell tickets for exciting games, keep that roof open in the summer, man.
Yeah, keep the roof open.
Keep that roof open.
Holy cow.
We told you that.
Beauty of baseball, though, Sean. No clock. You got to beat the team. You got to get each last out.
I know. I mean, listen, that's a bad. You rally back. That's like a Dodger play today. I mean, and that's baseball. It's not like NBA where teams go on runs. Like you see that crap all the time. You do not see teams come back from like 5 runs plus in MLB. That's a rarity. That is extreme. I don't care. That is rare. I don't think they'll be up for today. I think this is probably another over today with the Dodger game. Honestly,
roof
who am I kidding? I already got the over 9. So
yeah, roof open
over 9 last night. The bullpens are shambles.
Watch it go under today just because.
Well, I don't even know. Well, that was
they
last
scored
night.
25. They're tired from running around the bases last night.
Did it go? I won't be shocked if it didn't go up. If it's
there's
not
9, there's some 9.5. There's a lot of 9.5s up there.
Years ago, 9.5. Yeah,
a lot of 9.5s, but
minus 102
with these
now.
bullpens, I would. Dodgers bullpen situation. I don't know. I won't get to that game, but remember the Dodgers. Their 4 best arms are out. You know they lost. So they're 4 best.
And Arizona could hit.
Arizona can hit. Arizona's bullpen's always been an issue, you know. So I don't think 25 runs was because the wind was when the roof was open. It was 100 degrees, and I don't think it all. I think that didn't all contribute. All contribute to that. But we did expect runs there. We got runs in Colorado. We got runs there for the Yankees, which everyone expected. So the Extendo Yankees came in for those that had that.
We're getting Sean a Dodgers hat.
Oh my goodness.
So is buying one. He says right there, it says, Sean, buy a Dodgers hat. You're clearly a fan.
We got you on the right side now.
Yeah, I got an extra one laying around here somewhere.
Sean, who are you rooting for, Sean? The Dodgers or the Yankees in the World Series?
You know, it got to that point. I was actually cheering for the Yankees because I said to myself, I said, the Yankees, because I didn't think I had the under Yankees for their season total last year, and I had under Dodgers. For the Yanks to get there, I'm like, you know what? This is a spot they have to win. Like it's not that they had to. I thought they had a better pitching staff. Let's be honest. You had Cole, you had Gill, you had Rodon, all better than whoever the. Let's be honest, Dodger fans. You had a bunch of you ran a bullpen games out in a World Series. Yeah. That lineup was a little shaky, and I always say, and I get a lot of crap from my one guy who follows me, Mr. Numbers, about the Judge signing. I said I would not give a Judge $40-something million for 10 years. I mean, he's 33. Yeah, he's awesome. Right, 40. He's going to hit 50 homers this year. He's hit 400. But it's all about you give a contract. It's the Yankees. It's not some other team. You give that guy that money. You need a World Series. That was. I don't think they're going to get closer to the World Series than that. Maybe this year though, because I think the American League is a wide open crapshoot. But last year I did cheer for the Yankees. I was like, wow, I didn't think they'd win, but they got in the World Series against the Dodgers. They had the pitching edge. They did have the pitching edge. Now the bullpen was bad, but I mean Luke Weaver. We're all not Luke. Look at us. We got Luke Weaver.
Arizona guy.
Come on.
He was pounded. Yep. There we go. All right.
Oh my goodness.
So let's get to it, guys. We'll start NBA key playoff games here. Celtics and Knicks. Celtics looking to avoid the 3-0 deficit, right? But when we play point spreads here, Celtics now up to 6 now, total 207. T-Wolves and Warriors. This is a 1-1 series with Minnesota favored on the road, 5.5, total 201. Let's take a quick glance here at these injury reports. Sam Hauser, a bench guy for Boston, is doubtful. Knicks clean. Minnesota Dillingham questionable. Curry out for Golden State, as we knew. So let's get the block underway with Rod.
And for me, I'm looking at that Boston and Knicks game. I like the over 207.5. I think in New York, I think it's definitely more up and down, run and gun. I think Knicks Boston in there. We've seen New York here in New York not play the greatest in the playoffs. 1-2 straight up and in New York. to start these playoffs. So it's like, I think Boston 3 games of lousy shooting. I don't think so. I think here those shots start to fall for them here. In 207, that's light. I think we're getting over 210 in that matchup. And then looking at Minnesota and the Warriors, it's like this Warriors squad put a little more effort than what we did in the game 2. Got to be here at home. So ticked up to Minnesota for me. It's just that tough spot. Warriors at home, I think, play their better ball. I would have to lean for 5.5 the Warriors, but I like the unders to play. Give me the under there in that one. 201, same type of thing. Old school 80s type basketball. First to like 90 wins that one. Give me the under 201.5.
Here we go from Rod. We move on with Sean.
Well, like I was saying about the Pacers, I got to take the Knicks here in the points. Celtics are great, and we live by the 3, die by the 3. Rod was saying, right? They're going to come in and shoot no matter where they are. I don't know. Are you gonna cover 4 of the next 5 games? I'll take the points here with the Knicks. I'm going to give me 5.5 of these things, and the team has to basically sweep a series. I'm going to take the points. We've seen the Knicks be able to battle them a little bit defensively. So, again, I'll take the abuse. What am I going to do? At this point, I'm a beaten man when it comes to the NBA with this nonsense.
Just kind of just playing it there. Now you're not a big fan of the must-win tariffs, are you?
No, I mean I always say, man. Yeah, it's a must-win. You hope. I'm hoping they win this one. Well, you hope in one hand, you poop in the other. See which one fills up first. There you go. Go get some sanitizer that's really lemony, because you're gonna have a big poopy hand before you have hope. What is it? Star Wars? Hope? Come on, get at it.
There we go. There from Sean on over to El Ninos.
Sorry about that. I thought the Gardner was done, guys. But could I keep this short and sweet? I guess I'll agree with the over in the first one and the second one as well. I just think these numbers are a bit too low. I know there's no Curry there for the Warriors, which will slow their offense down a lot. But and we saw the last one go under. But I think this one might sneak over for us here. So probably like the over in the first game better, but slightly into the over in the Warriors and Wolves game as well.
Yeah, from El Ninos. Tell you what I think about these games. It's just tough for me to take the favorites in this game because there's the movement in the line. I look at the opening number here in this Boston Knicks game. The opening number was 3.5, and now it's 6. So you're losing 2.5 points of value. Minnesota Golden State opening number mini 2.5. It's now 5.5. By principle, you just got to take the dog. I mean, you just, in these tight lines, these tight playoff lines, I cannot go against that fundamental. It's just, you're losing. Look at the value you're losing this number. It's just too much. I mean, that Knicks game could be, we got juice already on the 6. So we could have a line move of 3 since the opener there. We already have 3 in that line move with the Timberwolves with juice on the 5.5. My God, we could see in that one, 3.5 point line move? Since the Chris opener?
That's more of an injury. That's more of the Curry's 100% out.
No, that's the Chris opener. The Chris opens late. Curry's been injured. Curry was already injured when this line came.
Yeah, but that's exactly. That's a Chris opener that opens up game day. What was the opener on the other night? That's the one you look at. That's like who's first to the board with a play on. Let's say Saturday, was that Thursday night when they lost or whatever?
Yeah,
what was that?
But Curry was missing. Curry was missing in that game. He was already.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what was that line on that? It wasn't what it is now.
No, because it's a change of location. This was in Minnesota last time. This is now in Golden State. This is the first. This is the first home game. Yeah, it's first home game. Yeah. So that's.
But he went out. But he went out in game 2, though, right?
Game 1.
Yeah, but game
1
2,
he didn't even play game 2.
He didn't play. The injury was already. Yeah, he got out in game 1, so we already knew he was hurt. We already knew he was hurt when this line opened. We already knew he was hurt. He wasn't coming back. We knew that.
But you said it's gone up since the opener on this line.
The opener in game 3. Game 3 opened Minnesota 2.5.
Yeah, but
and that opened that opened right after game 2. And Curry, we already knew Curry was injured after game 1. He wasn't going to play for the next few games. On game 1, he got hurt. He strained his hamstring in the win in game 1. So game 2, we knew going into game 2 he was going to miss. We knew going to game 3 he's going to miss, and we think he's coming back in game 6. So that's what I'm saying. It's with the injury knowledge. With the injury knowledge, it still opened 2.5 for Minnesota, and that's what Scott. And that's the high limit. The high limit opener was 2.5. That's the high limit opener, and it's moved to 5.5 since it opened. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I got you.
And fundamentally, you just got to take the dogs. I mean, it's just or pass. That's fundamentals. It's just other thing to support the dog side here. We know they'll self-defend, and we know they're having trouble shooting. New York does have similar offensive numbers, but Knicks have shot from 37% in this playoffs. There in that one. We've seen Warriors step up at home without Curry many times before. So this is no great shakes. And Minnesota has not shot the ball well. Matter of fact, last time we saw Minnesota on the road is when they closed out the Lakers, and they shot horribly in that game. They're no guarantee to get past this. As a matter of fact, when you look at Minnesota's shooting numbers, 44% from the field, 32% from three in the playoffs. And again, fundamentally, I got to take the dogs in both of these games. It's just a matter of fact, I'd even wait on Minnesota. You could see a 6 because I'm already seeing it. Chris, I'm already seeing 5.5 minus 15, 5.5 minus 13. So if you like the if you like the Warrior, if you like the Minnesota side, you really just can't place the bet because you're losing 3 to 3.5 points of value there. If you're playing Golden State, I would wait till it's 6. And on the if you like the dog, if you like Celtics, I wouldn't bet it because you lost too much line value. But on the Knicks side, you can. I would wait maybe if the 6.5 pops up because you're gonna get a lot of. It's a must win. I'm gonna play Boston. It's a must win. They're gonna blow them out. Well, so I'd wait in that situation. All right. Let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we move on over to baseball for today's 15-game card. Let's take a look here. Let me make sure I sort the games correctly because I'm a man spanky. They don't keep my default set on the time movement here on the time sort. So we'll get right. All right. Looking at the pitching matchups, one minor change. We know the Cubs prospect. Remember, Imanaga is out with that injury. They're bringing up their number one prospect, their number one draft pick, Cade Horton, today for Chicago Cubs is going to pitch, but he's not going to start. They're going to take the starting pressure away from him because, oh no, you're new. We don't want you to start the game. Might be too much pressure. You know, you can be a bulk innings pitcher today. Say Cade Horton's going to be out of the bullpen. He'll be the primary guy. I just think it's funny the way they do it with these dudes. Just let them start, man. Just throw them out there. Let them start. But anyway, all right, let's get to the games here. We start with Braves and Pirates. Here we got the Braves here, $1.47 total 9. Cardinals and Nats. The Cardinals, $7 total 9. Yankees Athletics, a day game. Going to be hot again. We got the Yankees, $1.50 total of 10. Brewers and Rays. The Rays, $1.25 total 9.5. Rangers and Tigers again. The Tigers, $1.09 total 7.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, and you look at these games in this time spot. St. Louis and Washington. Go right back to the over. St. Louis basically got there on their own yesterday, getting this over. I think Washington can chip in some and help get us over this total of 9 in that matchup. And then the Yankees and the Athletics. Yeah, they just snuck over that total of 11. It was 10.5 most of the time. I think it popped up to 11 late. But it opened 9.5 here up to 10. I'm going to take the under there in that one. I know it's hot there in the homeless ballpark, but with those two guys on the mound, you look what Rodon's been doing. He's been mowing guys down, and so has JP Sears there in that one. And the last 3 head-to-head, at worst, you would get a push. So when those two guys are on the mound, I think you get a lower scoring one. So give me the under between the Yankees and the Athletics there today.
Yeah, from Rob, move on over to Sean.
I'm like Tony. I'm going through like, what are we doing here? What do we do? I like the Cardinals, right? They've playing 6 in a row for these guys. I don't know. I'm getting worried about my season win total here. Although maybe they trade guys away when push comes to shove with them. I don't know if they keep up this 500 record that they got going on here. No real thoughts on the Braves and the Pirates. Yankees. Come on. They've won 3 in a row, and the A's have lost 3. I want to do a run line here. It's plus 105. And I'm with Rod. I sort of like the under, but why do I feel like this isn't over? It's just a bad park, and even yesterday it went over miraculously. I mean, Dominguez, what are we? Torn there, kind of torn. Bruku Rays, nothing, and I like the Tigers. Tigers in the under there. I know it's DeGrom, and I'm shocked he's pitched as well as he has. I know the guy's like, people want to make a Hall of Fame case for the cat. That's another rant we'll do about Hall of Famers. I don't know. The Rangers lineup, who gets? He gets. And Flannery's the guy I love. I think he's a really good pitcher, Flannery. So give me the Tigers here. Is that it? 5, right? First 5? There we go.
Yeah, that's first 5. Move on over to El Ninos.
I agree with that Tigers look. I mean, if you like DeGrom, it's a first 5, if anything. But yeah, Tigers just been too hot, so it should be Tigers or pass. It's Tigers for me, definitely. I like the Yankees -1. And the Braves -1. Let me down yesterday, but Pirates have been real cold before that, so I'll take the Braves to bounce back there.
No, that's an ugly game yesterday with Pittsburgh. Elder return of it was a respectable game out of Elder. You give up 3 runs. that's like a ace type performance for Elder, someone of Elder's quality, but no, they couldn't get any runs for him. I'm going to go over in the Athletics Yankees at homeless ballpark. That ball's flying out of there. The Athletics bullpen is horrible. During day games, 5.68 ERA. They are now 8-3 to the over as a home dog with even money to plus 150 this season. 89 degrees at game time. It'll be like that the whole day because it's 1 o'clock local time when this starts. The ball's going to fly out of that little ballpark. I like the over in that one. Also, I'm going to take, again, Cardinals have had their struggles on the road, but they won yesterday. But in this coin flip price, I'm going to look here at Washington here in this spot here at plus 103. Nats as a home dog, 10-7 as a home dog, even money or higher this year. I'll look at them in this spot. What am I doing here? I'm going to go under with the Braves and Pirates. Those bats didn't show me anything yesterday. Atlanta's just 220 hitting on the road. Pittsburgh in their 16-day games hitting $189. And Rays are now 1-5 the under as a road favorite of -125 or greater this season. So I'll take under in that game. And what else do I have in this spot? That's all I've got. Oh, actually, yeah, I do agree with the Detroit play here. Texas, we know, struggles hitting the baseball on the road. Past 6 games, their ERA is approaching 6. Detroit has the best bullpen in baseball. And Texas against these good bullpens, 1-5 on the road this season, losing 4.1 units. And Texas against these teams with that struggle with power, 9-1 at home, facing a team with an on-base percentage of .330 or lower, returning 7.5 units. I'll look at Detroit in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Simona Show as we continue here with the Major League Baseball's 15-game card with the following games for today. We've got Phillies and Guardians. There we got the Phillies, $1.20, total 7.5. Red Sox and Royals. So the Royals here, $1.12, total of 7. Marlins, they're 7.5. It's pretty much 7 over juiced now. Marlins and White Sox. Here we got the $1.05, both sides, total of 8. Reds and Astros. The Astros, $1.28, total of 8. And Cubs and Mets again. The Mets, $1.45, total 8. Now we start with Rod.
For me, give me the Royals again. I just don't trust Boston here. Boston on the road has not been good, and the Royals just continue to find ways to win. Even if it is low-scoring battles, they just keep finding ways to win. So I'll take the Royals there at the coin flip price. And then the other one we did was I'm going to take the under again with the Reds and the Astros. Those 2 teams not scoring a whole lot of points. And Lance McCullers Jr.'s second start back here since making his return. So kind of like what we seen yesterday was 3-0 was the final in that one. Real low scoring, and at 8. Yeah, we're not getting over that. Give me the under 8, Reds, Astros.
There with Rod. We move on to Sean.
All righty. Phil's in the Guardians. Let's go Cleveland. Cleveland up again. I like the Reds there and the under. Had the under yesterday in that matchup. So there's that. KC. I like my guy Raggins. I need some wins. I need to get over 10.5 here. The guy's 2-1 here. We need some wins here, Cole. So I like Kansas City again. Nothing on the Sox and the Marlins. Had the Marlins run line yesterday. Thanks, Miami. Wait, we should have our head examined, Rod, for liking Miami. I mean, listen, Max and I, we got our pitchers we like, right? You're like me, kind of like a pitcher you're going to stick to him. You see, yeah, this is just a bad. And here comes another guy.
He was a good start of the year, and then he's just Max Myers. His last few starts have not been good.
Here comes Cabrera, another young stud from a couple years ago, trying to work his way back from an arm injury. That's all they got down there. These guys, where do they get arm injuries from? Some sipping margaritas or rum and cokes? What are they doing down there in South Beach? Give me the Mets. I can't. 140 is like I got to do. I'm putting it now. I'm doing a 1 line plus 140 here because I can't lay 140. I'll come back. It'll be another 4-3 game, and I'll be in here kicking myself tomorrow. I'll be like, look at that! I'm going through. I got 9 on my last 12 1 lines, winning by 1. But there we go. There you go. That's my 5 here. The 5 in the middle.
Little 5 there from Sean on over to Alnitos.
Yeah, that's why I like my insurance, especially on these home teams. So it would be Mets -1 for me there. And I like the White Sox. I'll take them first 5 innings, though. Just leave the bullpens out of this one. Just back Shane Smith here. And yeah, I think that's it for this slot. Really not my favorite slot of the day. Don't like too much in here.
Al, someone said to me, it's like, oh, you should put out -1s. I'm like, well, the sites don't have -1s. I mean, I can't. That's it is what it is on the site. We gotta roll what's there. That's what makes it different. This is something for everybody. You see people's records on here. We're playing a little bit of it's a little tough sometimes. It's not like you could do things we could do in quote unquote the real world betting wise. So, you see somebody having good years in sports, you got to tip your cap, man, because it's not the playing field you have on your sports books. It is not totally different. Totally different.
Oh yeah, yep. We don't know no faves on our side over 139. No negative returns on run line because I know the Padres run line cost would have had wins. I think probably 90% of the
I had it on
cappers would have had it, but we don't put negative numbers on run lines. So that's the way it rolls. But look at the records. What it's produced. We've seen the difference. All right, I'm going to go. I know the line's low, but I'm going to go under Boston KC. What I saw yesterday, you got 2 stud pitchers on the mound, Crochet and Reagans. Crochet at 29% strikeout rate. Reagans at 39% strikeout rate. My goodness, that's give me the under there in that one. I think some of these pitchers can go deeper now as we're getting deeper into the field here. But Royals 18-4 the under in their home night games this season. Make it 19-4 after yesterday. So bullpen pretty good form now for Boston coming in. So I'll look at them in that spot. What else? I like Brady Singer here at the plus price. Cincinnati, right? Cincinnati's plus. Give me the Reds here at plus 117. Reds have had success against American League teams over the past 2+ seasons, winning 23 units. As we talked about yesterday, they're going to win now. The Astros have lost 37 units after winning yesterday, so they're now 98 and 90 at home the past 2+ seasons. I'll look at Cincinnati in that spot, and let's see. That'll do it for me in this block. Let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. Next up will be closing out baseball tonight with these games. Giants and Twins. We've got the Twins favorite $1.09 at total 7. The return of Joe Ryan after his little illness there. Padres and Rockies. We got the Padres at 214 total 11.5. Dodgers and D-backs again. Dodgers $1.16 total 9.5. Orioles and Angels. Orioles $1.43 on the road total 9.5. And we go back to Blue Jays and Mariners. Mariners $1.23 total of 8. We start with Rod.
Yeah, look at the Orioles on the road. No, it's Gibby. Gibby's on the mound. He'll be serving up meatballs all day long in L.A. It'll be hot and serving up some meatballs. So, and good old Kukanowicz is on the mound for the Angels. Give me the Angels in that one. We got a couple of meatball throwers. Give me the over as well. I'll take the Angels with the over 9.5. We've seen it under yesterday. We ain't seen it under today. These two teams get the offenses rolling with those two guys going. And then another one here I'm looking at. Hey, we finally get to see Ryan finally on the bump for the Twins. So he's a right-handed guy, right? Giants lost yesterday. Giants come back and win today. I'll take San Francisco there in that one with Webb on the mound, Doolin with Ryan. Ryan's probably not 100%. Something up with him. That's why they held him back, right? So I like the Giants there. They've been solid all year versus right-handed starters. Now they're what? Because they lost yesterday, 22-6, I believe, against right-handed starters this year. So give me the Giants in that one. And then, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Give us the Padres to beat the cop right out of the Rockies. Man, this Rockies team is just it just keep betting their on line until even take the -2.5 there in that one. I think you get a nice plus price on the -2.5 for the Padres. I think they just beat up on the Rockies. I think you just keep betting that one automatically until otherwise notice that the Rockies decide to get up off the mat and maybe win some. But till then, no.
Yeah. Ryan needed 2 days to recover from a sick day.
Yeah, right? Yeah, 2 days to recover.
He needed to hydrate. He probably needed to hydrate yesterday. Rehydrate. On over to Sean.
Like you have, what's his name? The Rockies. I was looking and I was like, all right, San Diego. I got a guy, I don't even know who the hell's pitching, this cat.
Totally.
And he's like 150 on a run line. I can't even do that. I don't like a 140-ish. Now 150 on a run line? Oh my goodness. Please. Nope, give me Joe Ryan. Little Ryan's Hope. There's a little soap. Remember the soap? Remember Ryan's Hope?
I remember Ryan's Hope. I remember hearing my mom play it in the background, that music. You know,
I had Minnesota yesterday. I'll come back today with that 6 in a row for the Twinks.
They are a streaky team, right? They are the streakiest team in baseball.
You just said hope is a bad thing, so that can't be good. You can't Joe Ryan with a little bit of hope. You said hope was awful, so no hope. Remember,
John's hope.
No hope is allowed. So
and I was kind of torn because I like Logan Webb. He's a good pitcher, but I can't go against 6 in a row, and I've had the Twins multiple times in this streak for them, so I'm riding the streak. You got to ride the streak.
I mean, baseball is a streak.
It's funny. We make fun of the Central. Detroit's won 5 in a row. Kansas City's won 7 in a row. Minnesota's won 6 in a row. Cleveland's won 3. I mean, holy cow. Anyway, Dodgers, we like.
And it's out of the division too, right? Because that's the thing is they're finally waking up out of the division.
Yeah, which is crazy because you think that's where they lose. They beat up on but hey, teams are hot. This is early baseball. You think I should be doing better hitting these streaks. But D-backs over. We talked about that earlier, beginning of the show there. Rockies, we did. Angels here. Look at these guys. Look at this nonsense. Kyle Gibson. I want to take the Angels. I took freaking Kyle Hendricks. Why the heck wouldn't I take Kyle Gibson there? I mean, right? I mean, like I'm taking past their prime innings fillers guys. He should be the top of my list as a game of the year right here with Kyle Gibson.
Oh man.
No, that's a joke. I'm not doing that. You're out of your mind. Mariners really let me down yesterday. Thank you, Seattle. No opinion. I'm about to give up on Seattle. I shouldn't even say that because I love the pitching staff. Kirby.
They hate hitting in that park.
Yeah,
but you're playing so well. You're playing well, and then you got a team that's kind of scraping in the Blue Jays. You got to take that if you're going to win that division. This is where you got to kind of get some cushion on teams because. The Rangers will put a little run together. Houston will probably you got to beat a scuffling Toronto team. Pat, I'm not playing that game. Get out of here with that. Freaking Seattle. Where's Jim Presley? Remember Alvin Davis and Jim Presley? That was a good infield. They talk about Edgar Martinez at third. Give me Jim Presley at third.
Jim Presley, right? Wow. Who was that announcer who would blow remember that foul ball? They blew foul. Who was that guy that played for Seattle? He's on MLB Network. I forgot his name.
Harold Reynolds.
Harold Reynolds. Yeah, there you go. Harold Reynolds back in the day.
But we need to bring back their old logo and the Brewers' old logo because they're fabulous.
Oh, yep. No doubt about that. Alninos, you ready?
Yeah, sorry about that. I think he's done out there. But
I hope you have like a big German Shepherd order. I hope you go out there and pick up the landmines before your landscaper comes.
Yeah.
You pay him extra out there.
He definitely makes some big ones, big messes back there. But anyway, so hopefully we don't get any big messes on this MLB card today. But I'll have a little Jack and Coke Canowitz here on a Saturday night. I think there's too much value on these Angels. Terrible drink, but he's a decent pitcher. Again, just overpriced here. Kyle Gibson just hasn't looked good so far. and I think the Angels get to him a little bit. We got some value there. So that will be my free play. Almost made my 3-doggy video. If I went all MLB, this one would have been there. Mixed it up a little bit, so it stayed out. But hey, you get it here on the morning show.
There we go from Alnitos. Yeah, I'll go stick with the overs in LA and Diamondbacks. We just saw Dustin May just get pounded on the road this year. Burns has not been Burns like this year with the strikeout rates in the 20% rate and walking a lot of guys. Oh, you walk a lot of guys, you get in trouble against this Dodger lineup. That's just the way it rolls. Dodgers are now 8-2 to the over on the road against these bad bullpen teams. Against home run teams this year, Arizona now 4-1 to the over at home against teams that average 1.25 home runs per game or greater this season. These guys give up meatballs. Like the over. Also like the over with the Orioles and Angels. Kokonowitz is a guy who can't strike anybody out. Last year, I don't know how you survived last year striking out 9% of your batters you face. Well, this year he's striking out 12% of the batters you face. Believe it or not, Baltimore is a home run hitting team against right-handed starters. They can hit the home run ball. 38 homers in 25 games. The one thing they do great, they can exploit the Angels here. That is the home run ball. And both teams actually, believe it or not. So the Baltimore against righties hit 251, and they have 38 homers in 25 games. The Angels have hit 25 homers in their 16 home games. And both starters have been hurt by the home run ball. Remember Gibson's first start? How many home runs? Right, we were doing a show, I remember, and right out the first pitch, a home run he gave. We were joking about him right away. He's home run for Gibson. So he was he signed late, did get his full spring, so he's probably out of rhythm here because he signed late because nobody wanted to pay him anything. So they found a sucker and they signed him. I think Baltimore signed 2 suckers, Gibson and Morton, right? they're living with those guys. But anyway, yeah, I like the over in that one. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with Seattle. I told you this yesterday. You know, they were piling up all these stats on the road, but this is a team's hitting 220. I know it improved because they're usually under 200 at home, but now they're 220 at home. I don't know. I'm just going to sit back here until the Seattle gets on some rhythm or shows some signs of life at home. I'm just staying away from them because I know Bowden Francis has been a mess this year, and even Evans is pitching because of injuries in the Seattle rotation, but. I just don't want to remember all these numbers you're seeing from Seattle over the past 5, past 6. This all been on the road, and they do not like pitching in this and hitting in this ballpark. It's something to do with it's weird. It's just strange there. So I'll look at the
ocean air.
Ocean air. It's heavy ocean air, and it's to the north, so you don't get that. You don't get the heat. The heat doesn't impact them there, so at all.
It's chilly. It'll be like 50s, and once the sun starts to roll down. It drops. The temperature drops pretty good. It'll be in the 50s. Wind blowing. Wind is blowing out tonight, though. So we'll see.
By the way, it is going to be in the Angel game. It's going to be 87 degrees and wind blowing out in that game. 87 degrees there.
So 30 degrees difference from the Angels game to the Seattle game.
And you would think in Orange County, Angels are more inland. They're not. They're about it's about 25 miles away from the beach, so they don't get a whole lot of. It's going to be hot over there. They're not right. You think, oh, it's near the beach. No, Anaheim is not near the beach, right? At least where they're situated. I like that over in that one. But I'm gonna just sit back and see if Seattle can get things going at home because I was a little nervous about that. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we get ready here for. NHL playoffs, 2 games on the slate for tonight. Let me hit the NHL tab. What do we got here today? NHL. All right, here we go. 2 games. We got the early one start here, Capitals and Hurricanes. We got the Hurricanes 209, total 5.5. And we close it out here with Vegas at Golden Knights. Can another 2-0 series here. Can Edmonton close the door? Make it happen here. Oilers $1.23, total 6.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, for me, looking at these games, I like the under in Washington and Carolina. You know, Carolina does play their best hockey at home, but you know what? Too much value there. I don't want to lay that kind of price. Just like yesterday, I wasn't laying that with Florida. Congratulations, you got the win, and it took you overtime to get the win in that one. But too much value here not to take a shot here with the Capitals at that big plus price. We've seen it plenty of times. They can come into Carolina and get a win. Low-scoring battles between those 2 teams, so I like an under as well. And then looking at Vegas and Edmonton, We seen a whole pile of goals in that last game. Not here in Edmonton. I like the under. Give me the under 6.5. Another low scoring one like we've seen in the first game of the series. That game 2, hey, we had that second period. All of a sudden, we see some goals. The floodgates opened up, and then the scoring slowed down again in the third. So I think you get the slower scoring, a lot more defensive, a lot more hard hitting. We're going to see some angry guys because we opened the floodgates in that game for cross checks to the face. Because the NHL league decided that we're not going to suspend any guys for cross checks to the face. We're just going to give them a little bit of a fine. So that's what happened. Good old Roy got himself a little $7,000 fine for good old cross check to the face. Got himself a 5-minute and a game misconduct. So you can cross check someone to the face if you'd like to take them out. You'll be out for the game, but you won't get suspended for the next one. So that just good job, NHL player safety. Way to go. Great move there. I don't know who's making the decisions back in Toronto.
There used to be a czar. Wasn't there a czar that used to do that? I remember there was a famous player, right, that used to do that.
Stop being soft. If you guys are NBA players, you should take shots to the face over there.
If an NBA player took a cross check to the face, he would not be playing for the rest of the season. He'd be like,
stop your complaining. This is crazy Canadian talk. The NBA guys are tough.
Hey, someone got. I thought they tried to arrest somebody for doing that one a few years back, right?
The guy came with a stick and Bertuzzi or whatever. Bertuzzi?
Was it Bertuzzi?
Yeah.
I think they were going to try to press charges. There was a lot of pressure to press charges on the guy.
Well, two-handed lumbers to the face. Assault is definitely there. That's
like taking a baseball bat to someone's head.
There's no difference.
Yeah, that's
there's going to be some bad blood after that last night because also the Oilers got away with one. Their guy, the Vegas guy, came rolling down into the corner, and I don't think he viciously stuck a stick between the legs to can opener him, but his stick did get in there, and it tripped him up, and he went awkwardly into the boards. So Vegas is a little bit mad. So I think the series is going to start to get rough here in Game 3 at Edmonton. Should be a good one.
Well, that's what the league wants when you have these division rivals face each other in the playoffs. It's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get. I don't know. Anything on the ice, Sean?
I like the under in this Edmonton game. I know we've seen a lot of goals, but I don't know. Maybe Edmonton puck line 2. Nice 4-1 win. That'd be my thought. I'm not the hockey guy. You got other hockey people here.
Yeah, we do. From Sean on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I know that first game snuck under, but I got to go with the over in this Oilers Golden Knights game. I don't love the number at all. 6.5 and juiced. I haven't bet it yet, but that's where I'd lean if I had to take a total here. And it's been an interesting postseason. McDavid just 2 goals so far in the postseason. Kind of want to take a shot on him to score a goal here, plus 150. And Ovi hasn't scored one in this series yet, so might take a shot on him too. But I like the play on McDavid better.
There from El Nino. Sorry, we got you through here. The through the NHL segment. Someone mentioned here college baseball. I'm aware of college baseball. I know May 29th we have the regionals, then we have the super regionals, then we have the College World Series covering most of June. We will have I'm going to have our line provider put in college baseball. For that time of the season there, because I know it's all over ESPN. It's kind of a slow period. I know a lot of people like, especially now that the SEC has become the AAA team for the AAA league for the for Major League Baseball. We're seeing all these SEC pitchers hit the majors there. So yeah, I'll leave it up to the cappers. So I think about a fall, but I know during the month end of May, early throughout the June, that college baseball gets a lot of coverage on ESPN pretty much 24 morning to night because the way they schedule these regionals, super regionals, and World Series. So we'll have it up there for the cappers probably in a couple of weeks there, and maybe moving forward we'll keep it up there because I know college baseball now with especially in the SEC country where all the good prospects are now with these ever since they moved the Pac-12. Moved USC, UCLA, and the Washington schools out of there. They were the only teams producing talent. It seemed like, but anyway, we'll keep an eye on that. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show as we get ready now for our parlay peripheral segment, where our cappers can give out a parlay, they can give out player team prop, game of the future, or just play it straight? Leave it up to the cappers. We started off with Rod.
Yeah, no, let's just stick with the NHL goal scorers prop here in the spot because it's been money. We had another one yesterday with Gabe Velarde got us a goal at 2 times our money. So 4-1 on these NHL goal scorers. So today we're going to go with Dylan Strome of the Washington Capitals at a plus 250. Take Strome for Washington to get us that anytime goal today at a plus 250.
There you go. From Rod, we move on over to Sean.
All right. Like I said, 2 and 3 in the props yesterday, 28 and 38 plus 1,285. We're going over to straight MLB today, 14 and 19 minus 415. Again, this is where I'm in. Basically, just multiply that times like 10 with regular games. You know, I'm down a few units here, but we'll battle back. We have hope, right, Rod? We got a hope to battle back.
Definitely.
All right. Cardinals minus a it depends. We know what I got to pull up a live line here because I got my lines from last night. So I'm sorry. I should have. Cardinals at a minus 115 at DK. So these will be the DK lines here. So a minus 115 for St. Louis. We'll do the Royals 118 from DK. And your night, actually same time. We'll do another 7 o'clocker here. Rod's favorite guy, Joe Ryan, and the Twins. Ooh. Twins minus 115. It's basically the 115 crew here. There you go. Again, straight play these. I'm 14 and 19, so it's not like, hey, we're gonna parlay. Don't parlay them unless you really want to lose. That'll be a guarantee. You parlay, you're definitely losing because the best I'm gonna go is 2 and 1. There you go. Honest assessment from a capper here. Sweeps are nice, but I'll grind out 2 and 1s. We'll be happy 60% over the course of 1,000 games.
Absolutely right. On over to El Ninos.
Yeah, as I'm gonna go all minus ones for me. I mean, as we were saying, we may not be able to put them on the premium site, but these minus ones are some of my favorite bets, and at least we get to share them here on the shows. So. Thanks for tuning in, and here you go. I'm gonna go Braves minus 1, Yankees minus 1, and Mets minus 1.
There with El Nino. So I like the Knicks plus the price. Give me the over with the Yankees Athletics, over Orioles and the Angels. All right, we got you through our Parlay Peripheral segment. Now it's time to see what our cappers have for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. We just delivered our free plays, but if you're looking for our best bets, well, just head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Link is in the description, and that you'll be able to find our best bets and more up there. So go ahead and get signed up. We'll see what Rod's got for sale over at Tony's Picks. Rod has been masterful here. You see the unit leader at Tony'sPicks.com, 5,844 units of profit. All documented over at Tony's Picks. Rod, what you got for sale?
For me today, I got my NHL one-timer to crush the books, 18-3 run with that NHL one-timer pick of the day. Grab it or grab the Super Saturday pack. In that Super Saturday pack, you get an MLB triple. You get my NBA play, and I threw in that NHL one-timer play as well. So if you're going to buy the one-timer, grab that Super Saturday pack instead because that's the better way to go. And let's have a big winning Saturday together. Or better yet, you see we've been rolling along. Sometimes you have the little bumps in the road where you lose a couple days, and then I bounce right back and continue to add winners. So grab that long-term pass. That is the way to go, that we don't miss out on anything. I got rolling here at Tony'sPicks.com. As you can see, we're rolling along all season long, so we're going to continue that success we've had so far in 2025 right on through. So 2-for-1 capper pass. Can't go wrong with that. You can see I'm not the only hot capper here at Tony's Picks. So jump aboard. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotion. Because when you're aboard long term, that way you get that late stay play or late info email directly to you 10 minutes to 2 hours before game time. If a capper finds that late play and you're aboard long term, you get an email directly to you. One of those services that I haven't seen anywhere else. Exclusive here to Tony's Picks. So jump aboard long term here with us. And let's continue having a big weekend.
And I'm board with Rod's back over at Tony's Picks to see the great results. They're all documented, by the way. So you can go to Rod's handicapper page, go down to pick history. You can see all those plays that are graded here at Tony'sPicks.com. All 2,025 plays logged in here from Rod. So get on board. You can see his one-day passes. Just a reminder that all his one-day passes are profit guarantee on the site. they must earn a profit or amount purchased will be credited back to your account for site credit. That's profit guarantee. Or you may choose a long-term pass. You make the choice at Tony'sPicks.com. So go ahead and get signed up with Rod right now at Tony's Picks. All right, we'll see what Sean's got going on over at Tony's Picks for today. Sean also joined a really great year in 2025. What do you got for sale, Sean?
Yeah, MLB. Listen, you get my NBA and my and hockey here. Again, it hasn't been a good playoffs for me in those sports, but listen, baseball. You see, last few days we're up, right, plus money. So that's what I'm looking at. So baseball's coming out of the dungeon here for me, and I'm just hoping to grind away again. A weekly pass is good for me. Yesterday, again, what do we go? 6 or a couple of run lines missing here, so I think it would have been a 5-5 day on this on Tony's site here with the run lines, but. Nothing today. I got a 3-pack, but again, I have like 10-something games up. You could kind of decipher what I give here. So the least you could do is spend $34 and support the channel and the show and myself and everybody here. So again, hey, listen, I always pump up Rod. Who the hell is this other cat went 9-1 yesterday? Did you see that on the freaking board?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Listen,
Nick,
I'm on
he does videos for us. You'll see Nick on the shorts. He put one up. Yeah.
Someone
from Greece.
like, hey, someone asked me, like, on the sites, do they have guys who have losing records? I'm like, people lose on the sites because it's different. I mentioned they have different, what you can and cannot do, putting out plays here as opposed to in the real world offline doing stuff that we do. I said, anybody who's winning ridiculously on these sites, you have to give them credit. And to go 9-1. Look at the leaderboard here. Pull up the leaderboard on these cats. Folks, I don't think people get it because they come in the chat, they say it or whatever. Bro, look at the leaderboard. I mean, this is crazy. These are some crazy runs. You should be cashing in on these people. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
How many, Rod's runs
and we only show the first 5 here.
Yeah.
it goes on.
Before I wasn't even on the board, and I was
down
still
here, all the winning yesterday.
Yeah. I wasn't on the board before, and I was at 15. I'm like, man, look at these people just rolling along. I mean, bro, hit the freaking like button, you jackals. I don't know why people come and watch the show. You don't hit the like button, and we give out hundreds of free picks. Come on. It's ridiculous. Come on, baby. It doesn't cost anything. You're here. You're typing in. Move your thumb to the thumbs up.
Absolutely.
That's my rant on the chat. The thumbs up button.
Hit the thumbs up button. Get on signed up here, guys. Give us that like. You can see the Sean great results here. You can get the multi 2-for-1 cap promotion. You can match up Sean and Rod in the 2-for-1 cap promotion. So go ahead and get signed up. Yep, we our premium plays. No favorites over -139. No negative run lines because those aren't premiums. Otherwise, you get a premium place.
I'm on sites with people who give out like -245s. I'm like, it's like fighting. It's 3 times as hard when you have to battle crap like that. And have winning season. They sell
that to their customers. Yeah, we don't sell stuff like that
because I will do a -110 on a run line for a team. I'm not gonna do a 150 money line, but I'll do a -110 on a run. So it is doubly difficult to win on a site like Tony's site where there's constraints on things and you can't do that. So anybody who's having runs here, you can make. Well, I'm better. I mean, we always got those guys in the chat. I can do this. Yeah, sure you can.
Oh yeah,
sure you can.
Yep. Yeah, when you hire those, you don't see them very long, or they just take up space. Yes, you can. Yep, exactly.
Yeah, that's not. And again, I feel like if you're going to buy my 3-pack, you're going to go in there and see like -180s or this and that. You can't do that. Oh, look, it's a 29-point favorite. And really, we're doing. I mean, there's sometimes you take favorites of football. I totally understand that, but I feel at least when I put them out, I can't in good conscience put out crazy money lines. I see people do that. And again, this isn't here because you can only go up to a 140 spot, 139.
Yeah.
How would you feel? Somebody in the chat, answer that. You go buy a guy's 3-pack and it's the Dodgers, the Yankees, and the Mets all -190 or more.
Yeah.
You really need to pay $35 for that one?
Yeah.
My daughter picked that one out of the hat.
Yeah, those aren't premium plays in my book. I've been around this a long time, and
I didn't want to give them out as free picks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's why. Some of the plays I think the line's too much. I don't think they're good value. They're my level 2 plays, or level 3 plays. So the line's out of whack, and I like the favorite that becomes level 3. It means a basement play. I don't touch it. Don't bet it. That's the way you roll. There, so get on board here. Shot at Tony's Picks. We'll see what El Nino's has got for sale. El's put together a really good NBA year. 680 units of profit. Al, what you got for sale?
Yeah, I hit all three of my best bets yesterday. Unfortunately, I added a couple extra MLB plays. I've been a lot more disciplined lately, so you won't see any 9-1s anytime soon. But rolling along there over the week, just 3-3 yesterday, unfortunately. But so far, just the MLB and NHL up there. Again, am I patiently waiting on an NBA number or still looking at them? I guess you'll have to find out soon enough. Yeah, we'll have at least one play in the NBA today. But again, yeah, make sure you check out one of those long-term or 2-for-1 capper passes, and then you can make sure you get all the plays, including the Steam plays that way.
Again, on board with Al over at TonySix.com. You see best bets on the board, one-day passes from Al, long-term passes. Remember, all of our member plays are in by 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then our cappers can handicap throughout the day and night, looking for plays for you with those late Steam plays. If you become a long-term subscriber, our handicappers can put in plays between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time. And those plays are emailed directly to your inbox using the email that you use when you sign up for the service. Their late Steam feature available at TonySix.com. I don't see it available anywhere else for that matter. So good for that time to get that long-term pass and get signed up with Al over at TonySix.com. All right, guys, I've got a best bet on the board right now going on from baseball. Hit the best bet again. Had also a 3-pack with 2 baseball and 1 NBA. And one of the unit leaders here at TonySix.com and Major League Baseball for the year. So no better time to get aboard with me or match me up with your favorite capper with the 2-point cap promotion and get signed up. We're with you here, guys, every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time here with the Tony Six Morning Show. And of course, you can always like and subscribe. Greatly appreciate that. It really helps us. We hit that thumbs up. Really helps us out. And if you happen to miss any show, take a visit to our YouTube channel. We have lots of great content up there. We also have, if you happen to miss a show, it will be archived on the live tab. Hit the live tab, you'll be able to see our live replay. We have a happy hour show Rod hosts Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. And you can become a member and get early access to my videos as I do it on live stream before it hits the editor. So you get a few hours or even more of exclusivity on that early access on my videos. Or another way just to say thank you. It's like $5 a month. Just a way if you want to thank us for the content, you can do that. And more content when you hit the video tab. There you'll see Chris coming in with his home run props. David Racy, you've seen him on the leaderboards. El Nino's looking for those dogs. Deeper dives from Rod. Of course, we do have Kevin Thomas. You've seen him on the leaderboards. More video picks from Kevin. I go deeper dives with this MLB. A lot of stats on MLB, NBA stats and trends and more. Sport the reason why I like the sites. If you like the deeper dives, those videos are for you. There. So check us out. A lot of great content over at TonySix.com. Approaching 50K subscribers. So we get almost 50K to hit that like button. You know we got great content here on the channel. I'll let Rod talk more about what he's got over at Tony Six. Of course, Rob, we can catch happy hour during the week. Of course, you go deeper dives here with the NHL.
Yeah, definitely tune in to the happy hour Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And then, if we didn't cover an NHL, hey, check it on out over here on the YouTube channel. Got you covered on all those NHL teams.
Absolutely. And, of course,
WNBA is back in a week. So, hey, shout out. I'll give you one here today. Take the Chicago Sky plus the 6.5 points there in that matchup. We did a little discussing on the WNBA, and you'll see me and Ron back doing the WNBA like we did in the playoffs for you last year. We did well. Your number 1 and number 2 capper in the WNBA. We'll be back giving you those plays here this year in the WNBA, actually. So be on the lookout for it. Tony, I think I'm going to write some articles on the site as well. We're going to get those videos embedded. So watch out for the WNBA. Got to keep myself busy over the summer when hockey season passes away. You know, I love the WNBA, so we'll jump into that. Watch out for some new content coming from the WNBA with me and Ron Crawford, like we did last year. We had a great playoff, so we're going to get you it this year as well. Yeah,
Ron was handicapping WNBA before it became cool. He really was looking for value. If there's values out there, he'll find it.
We'll find it. Sky today, plus the points. I know the links are good, but just like we seen last night, as I told you on the drive-through, the New York squad laid 13.5 last night. Well, guess what? They lost outright. A lot of these teams in these preseason, they play their starters for a few minutes, get them warmed up, little shoot around, and then they don't even play the second half. So,
those reserves, I'm telling you, first-round picks this is a league where first-round picks get cut.
So not a lot of reserves on some of these teams, and some of these reserves are like, ooh. Is a big drop from a starter to a reserve in the WNBA.
Yeah, very much so. Of course, Sean, we got you here in the mornings.
Yeah, well, I'm just I can't wait for these WNBA write-ups. Are these going to be on dishwasher recommendations for the ladies? Vacuum reviews?
No.
You gotta crank up the chat.
Yeah,
I'm
I
in
gotta
the,
crank
I'm in
up.
the morning guy. I'll come in the afternoons. I'm gonna.
We'll get you a jersey. Don't you worry. We'll get Sean into a jersey. He'll have a Dodgers hat rolling and a WNBA.
I don't have a jersey in my house of any team guy. Nothing. No team jersey for myself. Not. I don't have one. I don't even think I have a team shirt. That's all. I got a Sugarland Space Cowboy, like a windbreaker kind of guy. That's it. But listen, you find me winners. I'll throw a couple bucks on a game if you guys are good.
Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. They're massive. Yeah.
I don't mind.
There we go.
There you go. Go on to.
Yeah, all my teams.
Winners, Sean. Don't worry. You'll be loving the WNBA by the time the season's over. You'll be like, holy, look at these guys in the WNBA.
all my team apparel has no names on it.
No name apparel.
No name. I learned my lesson from the trades and the free agency a long time ago. Of course, Al, you're always looking for those underdogs.
Yeah, it's funny because I took my son to get to the store. I think it was just mostly a hat store. They sell jerseys too, and he wanted an Ohtani jersey, but they didn't have the specific one he wanted, so he ended up going with a no jersey shirt. So jersey. So I'll make sure to let him know about this, and I think he likes his jersey anyway. Yeah, looking for those dogs. As I said, went a little MLB today and threw in an NHL again. So I think that's where the value's at. If you like, not necessarily all big dogs, but there is one big dog in there. So go check it out if you like plus money.
Check it out. We like plus money. Check it out there on our YouTube video. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here on the Tony This Morning Show. We'll be back again tomorrow live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so you're notified whether it's all right. Anybody have anything to say before we close it out?
Make it a winning one.
Make it a winning one, guys. Wake up, guys. Make it a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony This Morning Show.